Today we're looking at 160 acres in Worth County. This is a combination farm. The south half of the farm is a south-facing slope with great cover for wildlife. And then the north half of the farm has ridgetop agriculture, about 40 acres in ag. And this is really, with those two elements, kind of a hunter's dream property.
Yeah, it's a classic setup the way it lays out, and like you kind of touched on too, a couple other key things about this property is, Worth County, Missouri. Everybody knows that this county is known for big bucks. The properties I've sold around here all had a big buck history, and we're just west of Seat Conservation Area. And so once the public land hunters start piling in there and pressuring those deer, they're going to flock here. The south end of this farm, like Dustin said, south sloping cover, and the north end is about half ag with broken timber and draws, creeks all around it. It's a classic hunting setup, a really well laid out farm. We're about on the center line, north and south of the farm, and this is one of the transition areas, one of the main ones where the deer are coming up out of the cover. You have the south facing hillside behind us or in front of us that's just thick as all get out, transitioning into the ag field here. And it's just, if you don't already know this area, it's just blatantly obvious that there's a tremendous deer population on this farm.
Yeah, we have a well-established mineral site here. Even if you tried to cover it up, you couldn't. They're going to keep coming here for years and years. Crazy browse pressure behind us. It's the heat of the day. We popped over the hill and a doe was feeding in the beans and we ran her off. So the deer numbers are impressive.
The way this farm sets up, it's going to feel a lot bigger than 160 acres. Some of that has to do with the density of the cover on the south end, and a lot of it just has to do with the big rolling topography here, and the way this field is kind of chunked up into different coves and different sections. It just feels huge for a 160.
Yeah, there's fingers kind of coming up on every edge of the field, along with a ridge that splits it in half that direction. So it's not like a buck could just come out, scan the whole field, and see what's there. He's really got to work to cover every edge to make sure that he can smell what other buck or danger or hot doe is in the area.
Yeah, exactly. This north end especially is going to hunt really well during rifle season, and I think muzzleloader too, especially if you left some food here for late season and winter.
Yep. A lot of options too. You're not limited to one stand on the field. You can go one side or the other and keep it interesting.
I'm a sucker for a good farm pond, and the one behind us here is known to be loaded with big bass, plenty of bluegill, good little fishing pond.
Yep, got a stock pond to fish in. Got another one over the hill that's associated with kind of the ag portion of the farm. And then in the low ground, there's a creek that runs pretty much the entire length of the farm. So not only can you fish here, but the wildlife that you're hunting also have a place to get water year round.
One of the most important elements of any recreational farm is access. You want to be able to get your side-by-side around to have fun, and you need to be able to sneak in and out in between bedding areas to get to your hunting spots. So, and this farm has an extensive trail system, trails all around the ag fields up north, and trails through the timber and the brushy cover here on the south end where it's thicker and there's a lot more terrain.
Yep, you got low access here that we're kind of standing right along, and you can see that it comes from above too. So as you transition from your morning hunts to your afternoon hunts, you can use the wind and your thermals to your advantage, either on this low trail or up on the high trail to get to whatever stand makes sense for that situation.
Yeah, good point. And it, like we said earlier, it's just a very, it's a textbook layout here where we have south facing hillsides on the south end of the farm, high ridge system, and ag on the north. Just a classic hunting design. This farm just goes on and on and on and offers different features around every corner. This ridge system we're on here is a classic hardwood timber. I know I keep using the word classic, but this farm, it just looks like a hunting farm should. And this ridge system here is all hardwood timber. A lot of oak species in here. There's some hickory, some ironwood, just a classic hardwood ridge. This is what a lot of guys picture when they think about hunting for deer, and the topography here is pretty impressive too.
Yeah, I'm thinking October bow hunting, acorns are falling, it's a cold front. This is where you want to be sitting. This ridge in particular is what we call a soldier's point, funnels down to one point furthest out on the ridge system, and it just gets a ton of deer traffic because they can get every bit of wind out of this direction and any slight variation right at this point. So they travel up and down this quite a bit. Well, we're finishing up the tour here. Beautiful 160 Worth County acres. Another positive for the hunters that are going to want to see this farm is that it has easement access from the blacktop, so you're a quarter mile from any road traffic getting back to the farm.
Yeah, no road hunters here and all the privacy in the world. And the reason for that is because the seller is a farmer himself, and what he's offering for sale is really the hunting ground that doesn't mean that much to him because he's not a hunter himself. And he would love to continue farming the 40 or so acres of tillable in there. And he's hoping to be a good neighbor for somebody and potentially help with things like, you know, maintaining crossings and trails and things like that. He's really looking for a good long-term neighbor situation here where, you know, maybe a hunter from far away comes and uses the property during hunting season. He can use it for the little bit of ag and help each other out there. Really the kind of partnership he's looking for.
Yeah, he's put a lot of work into the farm to keep it as nice as it is, and I'd say that that's a good asset that comes along with it if that's what the buyer wishes.
Yeah, exactly. Pride of ownership, quality farmer, outstanding reputation. And if I was going to pick a neighbor, it'd be somebody like him. And the way this property shows and sets up, it just screams pride of ownership.
Mm-hmm.